Helen.
And I'm Liz.
And we're sisters,
Scientists.
and lifelong X-Files fans.
And this is We Want to Believe.
Hi, welcome back, everyone.
Welcome, colleagues.
You all have not listened to it yet, but we had a delightful conversation with the delightful Susan Blomert.
She was wonderful, and I am in particular excited for everyone to hear her take on Mrs. Paddock's nature.
Yes, she was like the nicest for doing this.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. It was wonderful. I think you're all really going to enjoy it, and we'll be airing that in a few weeks.
Yeah. I have a tiny bit of fluke-related news.
Oh, please. Always.
We had someone interviewing in our department who studies fluke worms.
Really?
And so I got to watch a presentation about fluke worms. And then I got to text Britt, hi Britt, one of our listeners, my physics colleague, and be like, Britt, you're missing a presentation about fluke worms. and then she, like 5 minutes later, sneaks in the back of the room.
That's awesome.
So, yeah. Britt is, of course, artist of the fluke man.
Of course, celebratory fluke noises. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So it was awesome.
So did you learn anything new about them that the listeners should know?
Let's see. I learned so this person's research is with like finding new ones. Which I guess you could say, like, maybe he's going to find the fluke man eventually.
Like, did you raise your hand and be like, have you ever seen any as big as a person?
I did not. No, so I didn't. I mostly learned about, like, how new parasites are categorized and how we are, like, still finding new ones.
That's wild to me.
It is. Yeah, I kind of thought, like, we know all the little guys.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, in more parasite news, my dog Gatsby has Giardia.
How's he doing?
He's doing fine. So we brought him into the emergency vet for some GI distress. It was the exact sort of issues he was having when he had a sock stuck in him several years ago. And so I assumed this was another blockage because he had recently eaten a sleeve off a t-shirt.
Oh, God.
And so after we found out it was actually Giardia, I had several people ask, well, wait, did he not eat the sleeve then? And no, that he absolutely ate a sleeve. It's just that it must have not caused any issues for him.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
He's attempting to eat like an entire outfit.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I don't want him to eat jeans. That sounds real bad. So we found out he is a Giardia poodle.
Giardia poodle.
And I've been calling him that and then joking that he seems annoyed by me, but really he just has kind of a judgy face. So, Giardia poodle is doing okay. If everyone recalls, Giardia are cute little guys, and we once shared a picture of them on Instagram.
That's right. They are cute little guys.
They are cute little guys. Yeah, you don't want them in your dog, though. So don't let your animals...
They're cute, don't put them in your dog.
Yeah. It's like a stagnant water sort of an issue. Mm. I have no idea where he got it because he doesn't drink from a lot of puddles. He doesn't but I mean, that's Gatsby. He's always got something.
Shit. Yeah. Maybe the t-shirt sleeve was dipped in stagnant water.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So that's parasite news.
Yeah, that's exciting. I mean, not the Gatsby stuff, but the flukeworm stuff. We're finding new ones, presumably in service of eventually finding the fluke man.
Yes.
I assume. Yeah.
That's what I'm going to assume as well. Yeah.
I had a quick correction, and this is so insignificant, but it's going to bug me. I said something about the X-Files being on Thursdays and Sunday nights, and then I remembered it aired on Fridays for a lot of its run. So that's all. Doesn't matter, but it was going to bug me.
I was pretty embarrassed for you. Yeah.
I have a few other things as well, but do you have any other flukeworm or other news?
No, I just want to know why you sent me an email titled, "Do not open this email or watch video until recording podcast." So I'm hoping we get to that at some point.
Yeah, I think I'll save that for in a moment. I'm going to tell you a story first. It's not about the video. Our friend Chris, good friend, he messaged me. He was in Little Rock, and he was there for work, but he was at a bar near his hotel called the Flying Saucer. And, and apparently he said, if you spend $20, you get a flying saucer t-shirt and you get your name on a flying saucer in the bar. These like, well, they're not flying, but a little saucer that they hang on the wall in the bar. And I was like, no kidding. I'll pay you $20 if you put the name of our podcast on there. And he
Oh my God.
Like, yes.
Did he refuse?
No, what he said was, how about I pay for it, but I get to keep the shirt? And I was like, yeah, that's fine. But then about an hour later, he messaged me and said, I've misunderstood. In order to get your name on the saucer, you have to drink 200 beers. He said, only 194 to go. So, yeah.
So, but he did get his t-shirt?
He did get his t-shirt, I think. Okay. I guess I'm not sure about that, actually, now that you say that. But yeah, all right, so We Want to Believe is not on a saucer in a bar called the Flying Saucer.
Yet. Because if we have, I wonder, like, can we combine beers? Like, if we have Little Rock, Arkansas followers, can they drink enough beers to put a name on it?
Interesting question. Or one dedicated person. So you can only drink 3 per day is the thing.
Oh, I mean, that's good.
Yes,
okay.
That is good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, Chris had been there 2 days. That was how he got the 6 beers to work towards it. But yeah, I don't know the rules. Clearly, it wasn't laid out that clearly, I guess, since Chris thought he could just pay $20. But yeah, if we have listeners in Little Rock, visit the Flying Saucer, get us some information perhaps, and let's work on this. Let's get our name up there.
Sounds like a great group project that I can't contribute towards because I can't drink beer. So.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I was like, because you don't live in Little Rock is the other reason.
Yeah,
but yeah, even if you did, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe a cider would count.
I bet it. I feel like a cider should count.
Ciders are more expensive, so I would,
then, yeah,
so
I bet
I would think they would have to. Yeah. Great. Well, thanks for trying, Chris.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
Yeah, I hope you got your t-shirt.
So 2 other things I wanted to share before we get to the email that you'll be allowed to open soon. One is just simply the idea that the lottery exists as a trap to catch time travelers. I just read that idea and I thought I need to share that.
That's awesome. Yeah, I have nothing to add. That's great.
I know. I just thought this is wonderful and should be more widely disseminated.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I wanted to share is, do you remember in our last episode when we were recording it, talking about The Simpsons, and we were talking about how we have such trouble remembering things that we've said and how we could like analyze our podcast and whatever? I happened to go back and listen to our episode where we're discussing the X-Files episode Wet Wired, and in which we talk about using the podcast to analyze our loss of language, basically, because we were like struggling to come up with words in that episode. We kept struggling with 90s technology and terms. And I was just like, oh my God, we've like had a discussion very similar to this discussion about memory already. So,
and you're doing it again.
And I'm doing it again. Yeah, it's all very recursive. Okay, so now it is time for you to open that email. I want you to watch this video, and I want you to just tell the listeners what you're seeing.
Okay, I'm very nervous. It is taking longer to process this video for playback. Please try again later.
Oh, no.
No, it's downloading. It's downloading now.
Okay. Surprise, there is no video.
Yeah.
Prank, no.
You sent me a virus.
Yeah. The whole thing's been a long con. The whole podcast was really just me trying to, get into your
destroy my computer.
Yeah.
I was tempted to like click it open to like see if there was text in it or whatever, and then I didn't know if I should like leave the email unread or leave it read or whatever. I'm sharing this because I'm still waiting for it to download. But then I recalled that you have that thing sometimes where you
I
can see if
don't
people have...
anymore.
Oh, you
I got
don't
rid of
anymore.
it.
Oh,
No.
okay. Because I was like, she'll know.
I used to have a thing installed on my email that I paid $25 a year for that would tell me when people opened my emails, because querying literary agents can drive you to make crazy decisions. That was a while ago. That was several agents ago, I think, at this point. And then I just didn't renew it because I was like, I'd kind of stopped using it. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
So you won't know, or at least
I
so
won't
you're
know
telling me.
anymore. No.
Okay. All right. Hold on. We're getting somewhere.
Okay.
You need a new codec to play this item. Oh, wait. Hold on. Okay. It's music.
There should be a video as well.
No.
What?
No, it's just music.
What? No, I sent
Yeah.
you a video. I took the video. I can see it. I'm going to attempt to send it to your phone via text.
Okay. Try that.
Okay. It's sending.
All right.
Should I start talking about Redux?
I mean, it depends on how long this is.
Oh,
no, now it looks like it's working fine on my phone. So,
Okay, great.
Okay,
Great.
all right.
Let's do that.
So it's someone water skiing with some dramatic music. Someone's doing some tricks on a water ski, like holding it by one hand, by one leg, one foot, and like turning back and forth. And there's classical music, which I think you can probably hear.
Who is it, do you think?
It's not David Duchovny, is it?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Who is it? Wait, you took the video?
I took it myself of my screen so that you wouldn't see the caption.
Oh, so this is not David Duchovny, because it's a tall man.
It is
It's
a tall man.
It's a tall man wearing a wetsuit. Is it... I have no idea who that is. A very athletic, tall man doing water ski tricks?
I'll play it again so you can be watching it while I tell you who it is.
Okay.
That's William B. Davis.
What?
Yep, that's Cigarette Smoking Man. It was 10 years ago. Only 10 years ago.
10 years ago?
Yep.
What?
The man can water ski.
What?
Yeah. He shared it himself.
Yeah, I would too. Oh my God. Whoa. I was like tempted to guess that because it was like one of the more ridiculous ideas. But but I would be much more likely to say David Duchovny based on the athleticism and seeming age and even that I would have said would like possibly David Duchovny 10 years ago, not William B. How old is he? That is insane.
I think he'd be in his 70s there.
Whoa. That's incredible.
Yeah, he's 88 now, so he would, and it was 12 years ago. 12 years ago, so he was 76. Yeah.
Whoa, that's awesome. Oh my God.
Yeah. And it's longer too. There's also, I was like, I can't make Helen watch like a 10-minute video of Cancer Man.
Does it all
skiing.
have that music to it? Did he add the music?
One
presumably?
assumes he shared the video. Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's so awesome.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That is so great. Wow, that is not what I was expecting. You could have given me 1,000 guesses. I don't think that.
Yeah, guess what this video is that I sent you.
Yeah.
And it's going to take a while before you get to Cigarette Smoking Man water skiing. Yeah.
Yeah. Like maybe never.
Yeah, well, here's the thing, though, that is so great. There is a, like, kind of throwaway line where it's somewhere in this one of the conspiracy episodes where they're talking about his relationship with Mrs. Mulder, and he says something about how he was always a better water skier than Bill Mulder.
Oh my God, that's right.
Yeah. So I'm guessing that they added that because he is a good water skier.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Although now I feel like, well, we should see the actor who plays Bill Mulder do, that's fair,
yeah.
We can't
Yeah.
just take his word for it.
We're
but-
scientists. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's amazing.
Yeah. I was so excited.
Oh, thank you for sharing.
You're
That was so delightful.
Yeah.
Great.
I'll add a link to the whole video in our episode notes. So
Perfect. Perfect. So today you are talking about Redux 1. Is that what I
Yes.
recall? Are they just like 1 and 2?
yeah,
That's weird. Okay.
it is. I don't know why.
Yeah,
don't know
because
why.
that's like the only time that's happened, right?
So
I think.
far it is, but not going forward, because there's also like Dreamland 1 and 2, for example.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm not, it's called Redux 1 and 2 when you look at the episodes when you're playing them. Apparently, like, their original names were Redux and Redux 2, but I don't know that that's better or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So this is continuing with, it's been a whole summer. People have been wondering, is Mulder really
Right.
dead? Yeah.
Oh my God. Yes, of course.
He's not, obviously. And it's the episode starts by showing, I think that it actually uses a lot of footage that you already saw in Gethsemane.
Ah,
In
very
the
well.
previous episode.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah.
Well done.
And because it shows the footage of him watching that, hearing about UFOs from the 70s and crying. And then he gets a phone call and it's Krishkow. And Krishkow is like, I was followed when I left your apartment and I think somebody may be listening. And Mulder's really mad and he's like, who are you? Who do you work for? And Krishkow won't tell him. He's like, I think they're listening to you. And so then Mulder is looking around his apartment and he sees something in his ceiling. And at first I thought it was a hidden camera. No, it was a teeny tiny hole, which is just like a really low tech way to spy on someone.
Yeah. Pretty,
so-
I mean,
It gets the job done.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally.
So Mulder runs upstairs and there is a dude in the apartment directly above his burning some papers and like hurriedly trying to do it. And Mulder goes for his gun and that guy goes for his gun. And then we just see the door shut and there's a gunshot and we don't know who was shot. And then the opening of the episode, obviously, of course, it's the other guy.
Yeah.
So then we see Scully getting home. And this just, if you walk in your house, it's nighttime. What's like the first thing you do?
Turn on a light.
Turn on a light. Yeah.
Well, or actually, I the first thing I do is probably go get down, Giardia Poodle. But after that, I would turn on a light.
I feel like that could be like a disco one-hit wonder. Get down, Giardia Poodle.
Aw.
Yeah.
I feel like he'd be into disco. I don't know. He's got, maybe because he has kind of an afro. Like, I feel like he would.
Yeah, and I feel like
could see
he's
him
good
on
at
some
like
roller
jumping
skates.
up, so he could do a lot of arm work. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Anyway, the next thing you would do if you didn't have a
Turn on a
poodle,
light.
then,
Yes.
Yeah, you would turn on a light. And Scully goes into her house, checks her answering machine, goes into her bedroom, is starting to change clothes, all in the dark. This is a woman who's been abducted multiple times. Like,
Maybe it's like at a certain point, like maybe she's just like, maybe I'll be abducted. Like
Yeah.
maybe it's like well,
just,
worst has
blasé,
happened.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess it's hard to imagine. I would just think, even from ignoring safety, don't you just want to be able to see?
Right. Yes. Like the other day, Hugo was trying to have like a nice dinner for us. He helped cook it. And, but he wanted like a candle lit on the table and the lights off. And we were like, we can't see what we're eating though. Like, I want to be able to like not, and then I like immediately dropped food in my lap. And like, yes, I just want the lights on for like not stubbing my toe.
Yeah.
Not
for
like,
seeing
like,
reasons.
yes. Yeah.
Well, Scully leaves the lights off, and so she is surprised to find Mulder hiding in her bedroom.
And why is he doing that in the dark? Like,
Well,
I get
he's hiding, so like I'll give it to him that he wants to sit in
Okay.
the dark. But I think if I were hiding in somebody's apartment and I didn't want to, if I wanted to frighten them, I'd do exactly what he was doing. If I didn't want to frighten them, as soon as they opened the door, I'd be like, "Don't freak out, I'm in here.
yeah.
Come in here. I gotta tell you this crazy story." So
You wouldn't just wait for them to find you sitting in
No.
the dark.
No.
Yeah. Oh God, that's so scary.
So don't worry. If I'm ever hiding in the dark in your
Great.
house, I'll give you a heads up as soon as I hear you say, get down, Giardia Poodle. I'll be like, Helen, I'm up here,
Yeah, great.
waiting. If I'm hiding that green glass chicken in your house or something. So he explains about what he saw. I guess the guy that he killed had a DOD employment badge. His name is Osselhoff. And Mulder says, based on, I guess, records or something, he's been there at least 2 months.
Whoa.
I guess I'm trying to remember, like, when I lived in an apartment building, how much would I have noticed? I'm just trying to imagine this happening to me because I've lived in plenty of apartment buildings where somebody lived directly above me.
Yeah.
Would I have noticed a new hole in my ceiling? A tiny
would
hole?
not
I mean,
have.
about the size of like a button on a shirt. I don't think I would have. But I gotta
don't
think
know.
I don't know. I still feel like
All-
there's got to be easier ways to spy on someone.
Yeah, all of this is reminding me of when I lived in Madison with a roommate, Jamie, and I came home. This is the apartment that we had shared previously. And I came home one night and the front door was open. So like the big apartment door was locked, but then like
Right.
our front door, it was like a 2 on the bottom, 2 on the top, sort of 4x4? No, 2x2. Never mind. And the door was like open a crack.
Oh.
And then there were like men's clothes right by the door.
What?
Yeah, and I was like, what the heck? And so I like was too scared to go inside. And so
Yeah,
I
I'd
called
be thinking that like a naked man is in my house. Or
yeah,
something.
yeah. And so I stayed in the hallway, and this was like, I don't know, 11 or midnight. Like, it was pretty late.
God.
And I called her, and she picked up, and she was all sleepy. And I was like, oh, you're home? And she was like, yeah, I'm asleep. Like, what? And so I was like, oh, okay. And so I like went in, and like everything was fine. And then in the morning, I was like, oh, I was all freaked out because the door was open, and there were all these men's clothes. And she was like, no, those are just my clothes. I don't know. Like, they got wet in the rain. I was like, oh, okay. I don't know.
Well, why did she leave the door open?
I
Yeah.
don't know.
I think it's on her. I think it's
Yeah.
weird. I think
Yeah.
who leaves their clothes like right by the door in a shared apartment anyway?
I mean, they got rained on.
Okay, I guess. Yeah, okay. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
Man.
And I just apparently didn't know what her pants and boots looked like. So
Yeah.
it was not suspicious though. But anyway,
That's good.
That's, my experience.
Yeah. I mean, I was just thinking like how thick are the ceilings / floors? Like how would you drill
Oh
through
my God.
there? I was thinking about the logistics of that and like maybe it's more to hear than to see or like cuz how are you even like are we to think that Osselhoff is lying on his stomach with his eyeball pressed to this little hole? I'm not sure. I have
It's
to
gotta be
imagine
to hear.
not.
I mean, you have to another old apartment of ours. I mean, we could hear our upstairs neighbors fighting like all the time.
Yeah, but would a little tiny hole have helped that much?
Probably.
You think we
Right?
would have heard them even
I
better?
mean, I think this is an acoustics question then, isn't it?
Fuck. Yeah, it is. Acoustics is not my thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe Zach can weigh in from a sound perspective.
Yeah.
But I would think so, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess
think
it would
help.
I would think it would help, but I can't imagine helping that much. Anyway,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter too much because the main
No.
thing is that Osselhoff is burning this list of phone numbers, like a printout from like a phone bill, basically.
Huh.
I don't know why he had it to begin with, but the important thing that Mulder sees is that this phone number that has been called like a bunch of times in the 2 months that he was there was an FBI line. Like you call it to get directed somewhere else.
Oh.
So he's like, okay, the FBI, somebody at the FBI is watching me.
Yikes. Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, why does he have those printouts anyway? Like, I remember getting phone bills that have every single call listed on them. in my first apartment in college, like me and my roommate would go through and highlight, oh, this was my call, this was your call, to like figure out who owed what on the bill and
Oh my
everything.
God, really?
Yeah, because we shared a phone line.
You wouldn't just split it?
No. Which is weird, isn't it? But
Yeah.
I mean, she'd lived there first, and so I was just like, okay, yeah, that's what we do.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, I think it didn't last long. I think within a year or two, it was just, no, I wasn't living with her anymore. I was living with Amanda, and we just got cell phones.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I mean, I think when you're a college kid and you're broke and you're like, my roommate talks on the phone to her mom all the time and I'm never here, so I'm not going to want to pay for that,
Fair. Yeah.
In this scenario, I'm the roommate. So
Right. Yeah. I got that.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, anyway, he should have shredded them to begin with or never brought them into the apartment. It's just funny to picture them being like, let me get set up in here. Let me move in to spy on Mulder and get my phone set up. Like, he doesn't have like a dedicated spooky cell phone. Like, it's just a landline that he's going to get a bill for.
And then his only option is to burn the documents inside the apartment.
Yes.
Yeah. That's yeah.
You would think then the hole would really filter the smoke through into Mulder's apartment. I don't know. I have a lot of questions about the logistics of that ultimately don't matter to the episode.
Yeah.
So Mulder's very upset, and he's like, I think we've been pawns from the beginning, ever since you joined me on the X-Files. We got to figure out who in the FBI is doing this. And so he convinces Scully, we have to pretend I'm dead, not Hasselhoff, so that we can figure out what's going on here. And so then we see the scene that you already described of Scully finding Mulder's body and identifying it. And as she's leaving, Skinner is walking in, and she tells Skinner it's true. And Skinner's like, well, how'd you ID him if it was a gunshot blast to the face? Like, how'd you tell it was him? And she's like, oh, I saw him earlier that day and he was in the same clothes. Which I feel like you could still tell I mean, I have a bunch of tattoos that would make it especially easy, but like, I don't know. I feel like she should have been ready with a better answer. Because Skinner does not look like he believes her.
Right. Well, and I mean, he has good reason to not.
Yeah. So then I guess Section Chief Blevins wants to question her, and he's the one who first assigned her to the X-Files in that like very first scene where she's in the office talking to him, and like cigarette smoking man is in the background smoking a cigarette. So the rest of the episode is sort of going back and forth with Scully's journey to try to talk to Blevins and then do some science, and then Mulder breaking into the DOD using Hasselhoff's pass. So Scully talks to Blevins. And,
can you think of a more stupid place to try to break into?
I mean, yeah, the whole thing is just like, it makes me so anxious, even though, I know it doesn't end with them, like, I don't know, arresting him forever. But at least in this version of the DOD, in this like special classified thing, all it is you swipe your key card and you get in everywhere. There's no second step. There's no photo ID they're checking.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean,
I gotta hope that's not the case.
Yeah, I know. I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
But
yes.
Yeah. There's a ton of science in this episode, Helen, and I don't understand any of it.
Oh, shoot.
So I'm going to describe it to you, and then you can like try to interpret it. I have a little bit of science to share, only out of like science jealousy, because I was like, well, I can talk about this. I can talk about how those swipe cards work a little bit.
Really?
Yeah. So, like on like credit cards before they had the chip, before they had the tap, anything like that with like the little magnetic strip. So this is Faraday's law, that if you have a changing magnetic flux, so flux is, my physics definition of flux is how much stuff is going through your thing. And it's the stuff in this case is magnetic field lines, and the thing is like the area in question. like a loop of wire or something like that. And so you have this strip with a particular type of like specific magnet on there.
Okay.
And
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. So it's how much stuff is going through the thing.
Yes.
Right? Okay. So how much magnetic charge is going through the little strip?
Field.
Magnetic field.
Is going through your swipey area. And so you need a changing flux in order to induce the current.
Okay.
So you can't have the same amount. So like if you get a coil of wire and you like attach it to like a little galvanometer to measure the current going through it, and then you just set a magnet in the wire, nothing happens. But if you wave the magnet around, you get a current.
Oh, okay.
So we need a changing magnetic field or changing magnetic flux. So either the field needs to change or the area needs to change, but you don't need to worry about that.
Is it like some of them have this, are like, I don't know if this is the right word, are like charged the same or opposite or whatever for certain doors? And so that's why like some people's will let them through or not? Like it's the same.
My understanding is that it is a very specific magnetic field key, and it's getting a little bit hazy because I don't know about the physical building of these things, but it's a very particular magnetic field keyed into your particular card so that then when you swipe it through, it induces a current in that little box or whatever, and then that particular current will be like yes or no depending on if we're like, if it, like, let's say only specific values are going to be allowed.
Right. Now, how, and I don't know if you know the answer to this, but like, how is it then different for each card?
So that's like, where I'm getting a little bit hand wavy, and I'm guessing that it's a very specific magnetic field value.
Okay. Okay.
But I'm not sure exactly how that's done. I'd have to look into it. But the basic principles of how it's working is we're swiping it through so that we get a changing magnetic flux through there, and that induces a current. So
that's interesting.
Great.
And now it's a rumor or no longer true that I have to keep those things away from my cell phone. Is that correct?
I don't know about cell phones with it, but just in general, you absolutely can demagnetize them. Like, I feel like I see that the most with like hotel key cards of that nature. Like if you put them in your wallet near other cards, near if you have the like, it also works with like the tap things. Like anytime you get a bunch of magnets near each other, stuff can happen. Like that's that's such a weak and weird sentence. For example,
no, I think I know what like you're implying.
Permanent magnetic fields don't have to be permanent. Like you can. So okay, a permanent magnet. Do you know why they are?
No.
So like magnetic fields are created when we have moving charge.
Right.
So,
okay.
If you get electrons moving, they create a magnetic field around them. But then if you think about like a refrigerator magnet, you think, why?
Yes. I am thinking that. Yeah.
So if you picture, there's like properties that are magnetic or not properties, materials that are magnetic or not. And there's some that are in certain situations, and we'll just keep this very simple.
Sure.
Picture little atoms with electrons orbiting.
Can I picture your husband, Adam, with little
atoms?
Electrons?
Yeah, sure. Picture like the electrons are like hula hoops that he's hula hooping.
Yeah.
In. And in non-magnetic materials, the atoms are just randomly pointing in different directions so that overall the electric field created by the hula hoop, by the moving electrons, doesn't add up to anything. I think I said electric. Magnetic field created by the moving electrons. It cancels out because they're all pointing willy-nilly.
Yeah.
But in materials that are magnetic, you get what's called like magnetic domains, where all of the atoms are sort of aligned in such a way that their electrons are all rotating together. So they're all creating magnetic fields pointing in the same way. And so it adds up to one big magnetic field.
Okay, sure.
And so that can change, though, if they're exposed to very strong magnetic fields, because, a north end is going to push against another north end, etc. So if you For example, in my case, if you are sloppy with a bunch of bar magnets and you put them next to stronger magnets and they're all jumbled together because you're just trying to clear your classroom too fast, you kind of end up damaging the bar magnets.
Okay,
and they
so
don't
like
have a simple north and south pole the way that they should anymore.
oh no.
Yeah, it's okay.
So like that's why powerful magnets can ruin stuff.
yeah,
Okay.
I mean, that's one way.
Other
yeah.
magnetic things.
Yeah.
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 This is really interesting. Thank
Oh,
you.
no kidding. My students don't seem to feel that way. This is like what I'm
Well,
teaching right now. So
I mean, when you have to learn it, it's
Yeah.
different than
Yeah.
wanting to.
yeah, if I was going to be like, and later, Helen, there will be a quiz. Even then, I think you'd still be fine with that because what are the real? There's no consequences. You know
There's
that.
no, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so that's what I have to contribute science-wise. I'm going to try to describe some of the science that Scully is doing. So
It's like a game of telephone. It's kind of fun.
It is, yes.
Yeah.
So we see that Scully talks to Blevins, and he's like, "There's going to be a hearing to talk about this whole alien hoax thing. We know there's stuff you're not telling us. Who's the DoD person who told you that the alien body was a hoax?" And Skinner shows Scully a picture of Michael Krischgau and is like, "Is it him?" And Scully says yes. And then we see Krischgau spots Mulder at the DoD and goes to talk to them or talk to him and is like, "How'd you get this card with level 4 clearance?" And Mulder says, "Oh, I found it on a dead man." So yeah. And Krischgau is thinking that like possibly in level 4, like what that means is there's like a lot of like DNA and biohazard stuff, and like it all has its roots at the end of World War II. And there's this like little montage with like videos about like, I don't know, like I wanted to be like, who is watching this? Mulder's it's not, Krischgau isn't showing Mulder this video. I guess it's just us just being educated along with Krischgau's words, but it's showing, like the end of World War II and the atom bomb and all and everything. And so the idea is that there's these this arms race in the Cold War. The US wants to have war, it's good for business, and so we need to create an alien hoax in order to justify all of the my words are coming out weird because I was getting confused because it sounds good, but it didn't quite add up because I was like, people were aware of the Cold War. We knew about that. But I think the idea is that we can do some like, for example, they mentioned like the first supersonic plane was in 1947. That's not far from the time that we started having UFO sightings, and like a lot of like experimental flights are seen as alien aircraft. And so it's about using aliens as
like a faux enemy in order to justify building weapons.
So kind of that, but also kind of a faux thing to get technology that is actually secretly ours. I don't know.
Okay. All right.
It didn't hold up in a way. It sounded all very good, but then I was like, I don't know about this.
Yeah. I mean, we know that's the case with, we talked about how Chris Carter didn't have like an ultimate
overall plan. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. All right.
So while Krischgau and Mulder are talking, we see cigarette smoking man break into Mulder's apartment. He looks at the photo of Mulder and Samantha, and then he notices the hole in the ceiling, and he looks mad. And and then Scully calls Holly, who I thought it was lovely to see again. Holly is the woman who was mugged in the episode Pusher, who then Pusher later convinced her that Skinner was her mugger, so that she attacked Skinner, so that Pusher was able to get away. Yeah.
Right. So why did she call her?
She called her because she works at the FBI, and Scully needed to know where did these calls go at once they were routed through at these certain times. She's looking at phone records, and Holly's like, well, it's just an executive level. I don't know who it went to up when they got to that branch, but someone on the executive level. And Scully's like, is Skinner at that level? And Holly says yes. So this episode has a lot of like, is Skinner part of this hoax?
Yeah. Now, I did not watch any of these at the time, and so feel very like always pro Skinner. But do you recall a time when you weren't sure if Skinner
Yes.
was good or bad? Oh,
Yeah,
really?
I was not
Okay.
sure. Yeah, especially watching these like out of order, whatever was coming on TV late at night. When I was in college, it would be like, I don't know about that Skinner.
Oh,
Seems like
man.
he's bad, but he's good, but he gets angry with them a lot. Maybe he's bad because he gets angry. I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't think it was the best assessment. But yeah. So Scully gets a call from the doctor who had been contacted about the ice cores, and he's like, I think you should come down to the lab to see this in person, which
Oh.
I was trying to imagine like how I would handle that or how you would handle that. Like if someone called me and was like, no, you need to see it in person, I would be like, how about I start driving and you tell me what you're seeing? Like, I don't want to wait.
Yeah, no, it reminds me very much of our kids being like, Dad, come here. Dad. And we're going like, okay, well, why do you want us to go there?
Oh,
And
God.
like,
Yeah.
are you just going to ask me to bring you something? Or is this like something you actually need me for?
Yeah.
Come to the lab. Okay, but why?
Yeah.
Like,
You're
can
going to
this
want to
be an
see this.
email?
Yeah. I feel like, I mean, I guess they don't. You could make the argument maybe they're being
Sure.
listened to, but that didn't seem to be the scenario. It was just like, this is big. Come over here and see it.
Yeah, I mean, well, if someone, yeah, I mean, I guess if one of my colleagues found alien DNA or something in an ice core, I would
Yeah.
want to know about it.
I think
don't
it
know.
would depend on how far I had to drive.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Like, I
how
think-
late at night it was, and if I was in my pajamas.
Yeah. All that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So Scully drives there, and then we're kind of again going back and forth between Mulder talking to Krishkow, and Krishkow is saying how like he had a part in this whole thing with this hoax. He's hoping that maybe there's a cure for Scully's cancer inside level 4, and then therefore maybe a cure for his son who came home sick from the Gulf War. And Krishkow's kind of trying to atone for his actions in the past and like feels terrible for what happened to his son. And so Mulder goes into level 4, and then we immediately see some guards come and take Krishkow away. Like they're like, so-and-so wants to talk to you. And it's like, uh-oh, they know. And then cigarette smoking man goes and talks to another syndicate member. I think the one that's usually called the Fat Man. And he's real mad. He's like, hey, you didn't tell me about surveillance on Mulder's apartment. And he's like, Mulder's dead. You don't need to even worry about this. And cigarette smoking man is like, I've never underestimated Mulder, and I still don't. And like, it seems clear he also doesn't believe Mulder's dead.
Okay.
And he's mad. And he also said something like, I created Mulder. So like, again, looping him into this whole idea that the whole thing is a hoax, which I said this before, like how much is a hoax? Like, okay, the aliens, but what about Pusher? What about Fluke Man? What about those two girls who seem to be controlled by the Zodiac? What about Phyllis Paddock? Like, it's not that the X-Files as a whole is a hoax, because there's too much other weird stuff, but they don't ever seem to think about that during the conspiracy episodes.
Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah.
Anyhow, at the lab, the doctor tells Scully, like, these chimera cells began to divide when I put them in this serum, and it's the beginning of a life form, and growing into what? I don't know.
What was the serum? Just a serum?
I think they said it was like bovine something.
BSG?
Maybe?
Oh, or BSA, bovine serum albumin?
I don't think they said albumin.
Oh, okay.
They said a lot of things, Helen.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That's fine.
Okay.
I'm on board.
And so we see Mulder lockpicks his way into a room that has a bunch of alien corpses, like laying on tables.
What?
Yeah, giant room with like alien bodies all over.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. And then Scully is taking a sample of her own blood because what she wants to do, she needs to do a southern blot.
Ah, sure. Yes.
Why would one do one of those?
Oh, so Southern Blot is looking at DNA sequences. So you're familiar with, we've talked about gel electrophoresis
Yes.
before, right?
Yes.
So this is a form of gel electrophoresis, not with agarose. And then you're able to actually transfer the product. So the DNA or a Western blot is using protein, which is more, I've done a lot more Westerns than Southerns.
Oh, okay.
And there are, I think Northern blots might be RNA. I don't remember.
I was going to ask, is there an Eastern blot? Like it all, and why are they the cardinal directions?
Well, so I think Southern blots are named after someone, and then I think they like just started going.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know.
They
Yeah.
just were
Anyway.
like, all right, we're going with this. Anyhow.
Yeah. So Southern blots are DNA though. And so it's looking at DNA sequences. And then the thing about them that's like slightly different than like agarose gel electrophoresis is that you can then, like specifically tag for certain molecules, so you transfer the substance onto like a film.
You do?
You do. Yeah.
That's great.
Do you see that?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay. And so, so you run everything on the gel, you transfer that onto like a filter paper. And then the filter paper you can, like tag with different antibodies. So if you're looking for specific substances, you can, tag for those. And then you develop those onto a film. And then you have like a radiology film looking thing that has the DNA sequence on it.
Okay. So what she wants to do is see if there's a virus inside the cells of this mystery chimera life form, and if that virus is also the same virus that she suspects has caused her cancer.
So this is interesting for a number of reasons. The first is I don't know why she's suddenly thinking that a virus is involved.
Okay. I was like, did I forget this? Because God knows that's possible, but I didn't remember her thinking a virus caused her cancer. So
no, but it's interesting because I feel like this predates a lot of our knowledge about viruses causing cancers because they
interesting.
do, and we know this, and we can vaccinate appropriately.
Right, of course, like
cervical cancer.
Cervical cancer, yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like that predates that, which is interesting. So it must have been theoretical at that point, or just in like the very early stages of knowing that viruses can do this. But I don't know why. So like, on the one hand, I feel like I don't know. That seems like a leap to me. Like there's these chimera cells that are dividing, which is cool. Why does she think that there's a virus that's infecting them and that's causing her cancer?
I don't know. And I wanted to know, and I don't.
Okay.
But she does. And we're kind of going back and forth. Oh, before she begins truly doing all her science, she sees Skinner walk by. And so she goes out to confront him. And she's like, what are you doing here? And he's like, what are you doing here? You need to explain yourself. And she's like, no, you need to explain yourself. And they're going back and forth with that. And basically it just seems like she doesn't trust Skinner. They're all mad at each other. He's like, he's, from my perspective, worried about her. Like, what are you doing? You're going to get yourself in trouble with this committee tonight. And because she's trying to get the Southern blot done before the 7 p.m. hearing.
Well, I hope she doesn't have any 24-hour incubations for those antibodies.
Yeah. The doctor that she's working with is like, oh, I don't think we can do that. And she was like, we have to. So.
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, that seems like a stretch. Like Western blots would like sometimes keep me over the weekend. Like you had to be very careful of when you start a Western blot, or like you're gonna have to come in Saturday and it's gonna suck.
Wow.
And then you're like in the hospital alone in the film development lab, and it's like all creepy because we thought our department was haunted. And it's Saturday, and I'm like, why am I here? I should have started my blot earlier.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right. Yeah. So I think if you just want it bad enough, it'll go faster.
Maybe I just didn't ever want it bad enough.
Yeah. Maybe if you'd had a hearing that you had to get to.
Yeah. Or maybe she is not tagging it with anything. Like maybe she is I don't know what she would be doing otherwise, but maybe
So-
she's taking some shortcuts that are fine.
That's a wonderful segue, because what
Ah.
does Mulder find next in the basement of this level 4 DoD place is a shortcut into the Pentagon.
Oh, whoa, weird.
Yeah. Just like a door that he like wanders to and finds this door that has like all these files in it that we saw in like the very first episode where Cancer Man is like filing something in this giant room. And he's going in there and he's like looking around. And he finds an index card under Scully and this like old filing system. And he also finds one for Michael Krichgau's son. And then we see that Cigarette Smoking Man gets a call from someone at the DoD, like a younger guy who's like, hey, you wanted me to let you know if Hasselhoff came to work. And I see that he just swiped in. So he and Cigarette Smoking Man's like, I'm on my way.
Okay.
So now I wrote Scully does more science. And she does some little gel things that were kind of a nice blue, where she little dropper things into the, and then it's centrifuge time. I think she spins some things around. There's a red light, like a dark room almost.
Oh, okay, then yeah.
Okay, and then she gets like a
Film?
the film, yeah, like an overhead projector clear sheet. Yeah. And there's two matching charcoal colored blotches on it.
Okay, and that means that those are two bands from two samples that are probably the same then.
Yeah. It's important that those blotches are identical and on that clear film. So
Yes.
cool. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense to you?
Yeah, I mean, because again, temporality aside,
Right.
what you're doing is you're putting DNA into a gel and running it, and then because DNA is negatively charged, it's going to run towards the positive.
Yeah, it is.
And then once everything has been separated out by size, then you transfer it onto that like filter paper. And then the filter paper, again, you can, I don't know, take a fancy shortcut and things just automatically show up. Maybe in Scully's world. In my world, I would tag it. I would use antibodies, fluorescently tagged antibodies to see if different DNA strands or sequences were present. And then you would then you would transfer the filter paper onto a film and then develop the film in the dark room. And then you can see those fluorescently tagged antibodies.
I mean,
show
I
up.
really
So, I
do
mean, like,
feel
that
like it looks
makes
to
sense.
me like that is what they had her do. Because there
Yeah.
was also some other paper that I'm guessing was the filter. Like,
Yeah.
it sounds quite legit. So I'm pleased.
Yeah.
So she's
Yeah.
happy. Well, she's not happy about her blotches, but what she thinks she has is proof, right?
Sure.
And just as she finds that, Mulder has taken the index card and gone and found this little box, like kind of like following, like, you know, it's like a card catalog, like go
Yeah.
over here. And he gets a little teeny metal test tube. Like, it's not clear because it is metal, but it's test
Yes.
tube shaped.
Okay.
And so we're kind of meant to think that this is the cure for Scully's cancer in this test tube. At least that's how I took it. And I think, no, that's definitely, I don't know why I said that, but it's absolutely what we're meant to think. I don't know if we're meant to think it then, but we are shortly.
Yeah.
So he now needs to get out of the building while Scully is at this hearing. And she's telling the committee kind of everything except claiming that Mulder is dead. So, you know, she's saying that there's, you know, a hoax and Krichgau revealed it and Mulder didn't know that my cancer had metastasized. And again, I think you saw this scene.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I've seen this. And then I was like, no, I haven't. And I'm like, no, you've seen it. And you
Yeah,
just
it was
described
all,
it to me.
it was the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we see a Mulder almost getting caught by guards, and then he races out in time, and then we see Cigarette Smoking Man is watching him, and one of the guards is like, oh, do you want me to have him stopped at the door? And Cigarette Smoking Man's like, no, let him go. Like, he's just like keeping an eye on things.
Now, I have a quick question.
Please.
Do we find out do we find out more about that film? Does Scully tell us more about what, because I just want to say that just because two things are the same doesn't mean it's the thing that you want it to be or expect it to be, right? So like
maybe the Chimera and Scully both had a cold.
well, or like maybe Scully isn't a trained scientist in laboratory work, and so maybe she cross-contaminated her sample with her own DNA. Like that's why you tag things with these fluorescently tagged antibodies so that you're sure of what you're getting. So if we don't know, so I want to know like what that was specifically tagged for, because if it's just like these two DNA strands are the same, that doesn't necessarily mean anything.
Now maybe
Just
she
'cause-
did tagging. I don't know.
Right. That's why I'm just
Yeah.
curious.
I don't know enough to say
Okay.
if she did, because I don't know what that would look like. When I picture tagging, what I'm picturing is I have like these little things. I don't know, what do you call these? Like little miniature long sticky note things that you
like-
use to like flag a page.
Yes, but with Hello Kitty characters
Yes.
on
Yeah.
those. Yeah.
And so like that's what I'm picturing for tagging.
No.
And
So
I
like
obviously that's not it, but therefore I don't know what it is.
you take the filter paper, which now has the DNA or the protein or whatever on it, and then you incubate it. You put it in like a little tray with some liquid.
Oh, she put it in a tray with liquid.
Okay.
Okay.
And then it kind of, you put it on a plate rocker, and so it kind of rocks it back and forth so the fluid doesn't stay too stable. It's covering everything.
Okay.
And into the fluid you have, usually bovine serum albumin, but also the antibodies, which have been fluorescently tagged, meaning that like they are little antibodies, which are tiny little proteins that are specific to stick to one sort of thing, have a fluorescent molecule attached to them. So then when you fluoresce, when you light up at a certain wavelength, then if it is present, if it's stuck to the thing that it's supposed to be sticking to, then it'll fluoresce.
Okay.
And so that's how you can see it on film.
Okay. Yeah, and I don't know that I
So-
saw anything glowing.
Well, no, if she got the things on the film, that would have been positive.
Okay.
That would have been glowing. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But my point is that like we don't know what virus was she tagging it for? What
Got it. Okay.
what molecule is she supposedly looking?
Got it.
And
Okay.
and I feel like being like, well, I don't know, things may have changed in the last however long.
30-ish
but-
years, yeah.
Yeah, but not like this. And
Okay.
also when I was doing Western blots, it was closer to this time period, if anything. So
Yeah. Have
Yeah.
you heard of the Phantom of Heilbronn or the Woman Without a Face?
no.
It reminds me of what we're talking about.
What is that?
It is this hypothesized unknown female serial killer. Her existence was inferred because her DNA was found at a ton of crime scenes in Austria, France, and Germany over a period of like
Oh.
17 years.
Whoa.
Yeah, turns out she worked in the factory that made the cotton swabs that they used to collect the DNA.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, that must have really disappointed a lot of people.
Yeah.
Oh man.
How great would it be if she actually was a serial killer and that was her cover?
That would,
Well,
would
it
she
wouldn't
have
be
had
great.
to go back in time? Or no, this was contemporary to when they were collecting things? Or
I mean, she worked there when the cotton swabs were made, so she would have had to just be planning long term, I guess.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
I guess how
Sure.
would she know that her cotton swabs went to which crime scenes? So,
Yeah. Yeah.
well, it'd take a real mastermind.
Well, I would.
don't know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyhow, it made me think of that
That's
though with cross contamination. Yeah.
Yes. That's exactly it. Yeah.
So Scully is about to, she's like starting to show the hearing her like plastic film with two blotches that are important on it. But then she gets a nosebleed and like kind of starts to faint. And like Skinner is in there and he like runs up and is like, get a doctor, and is like taking care of her. And I mean, it's very TV. look, I know that like disease manifests in lots of different ways, but it's like she's 100% fine, 100% fine. Seems totally fine. And then, whoa, suddenly, bleeding at the most inopportune time.
Yeah.
So
it's very convenient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we see that Mulder has brought the little metal test tube to the lone gunman, and they pour out a little liquid from it, and they put it in some sort of machine for analysis, and they get a spectra of some sort. And they all kind of look awkward, and Mulder's like, what? And Byers is like, it's deionized water. That's it. Yeah. Now, I remember.
Yes, I remember this as well. Yeah.
Like, as he was getting the water result, I was like, but wait, no, you do this. And then, but we'll get to that next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So is that the end of the episode?
That's the end of the episode is like, oh, you went through all of this, but it is merely deionized water.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Wow. So next week, Scully has been rushed for medical attention.
Yes.
And did not get to share the results of the Southern blot.
I feel like if I were on that hearing, I was a real skeptic of everything Scully was saying, I would just be like, you just drew those blotches on that film with a little black expo marker. Like,
I mean, they do look particular. I don't know.
Okay.
I have never tried to fake results. Obviously,
as you've
been through this, as I've established,
times. Yeah.
and feel more and more guilty the more times I say this.
In the same way that you worry, like you'll look like a shoplifter
yes.
when you're not. Yeah,
exactly. But like, even so, like if I have the results of a gel that I'm trying to get ready for publication, and like you're trying to like clean things up so that it looks nice. So like you're just like adjusting light levels and stuff. Like it looks like, I don't know. I'm sure people can fake things these days, but like back in the 90s, I feel like, no, it would be pretty hard to, I don't know. It seems hard to fake to me. Like if I feel like if you knew what that was, I could also see having no idea what it was and being like, okay, you just drew those two lines. But like it is, I don't know. They do seem distinct from other things. The way that like they are, like if you're really looking closely at them, like, and trying to like best represent them by moving your little light bar and getting them to like be the right brightness. Like it is different than just like a drawn line.
Well, presumably when you watch the next episode, you'll be able to tell me if it looks right, because I can't find a photo of it quickly, but it really just looks like two little black blotches on a clear sheet. So,
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
But, and maybe part of it is just like, I don't know.
Maybe it's one of those things where it's not my field, so I'm not getting meaning out of it. But anyone who it is their field could look at it and be like, no, Liz, this is expo marker. This is real. It's very obvious the difference. Like,
yeah, it is obvious to me.
Okay.
I having seen many of these.
Okay.
Yeah.
Neat. Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I'm so glad I got to see William B. Davis water skiing.
Absolutely. It's the best. Yeah.
Was the highlight of my week so far.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to Redux 2.
Redux.
Like a Redux reaction? Like
I have no idea.
Okay.
I don't even know what Redux means. Doesn't it mean like come like a second time thing? God, we could have just stopped this episode.
I mean, we still have that option.
That's true.
I think it means like happens again.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Like Liz and Helen memory problems, Redux. Yeah. Okay.
I'm thinking of redox reactions with an O.
Oh, okay. And what is that?
Oh, okay. So there's like, that has to do with, oxidation and reduction.
Oh, I see. Okay. Which is
those reactions, which is
right.
not, yeah. I was just conflating the two words in my head. So, Okay, well, next time we will find out more about Scully's southern blotting techniques,
Yes, I look forward
among
to
other
it.
things.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
All
until
right.
next time.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
We Want to Believe is hosted by Helen Werner and Liz Holden. It's produced by Zach Werner. The We Want to Believe theme music was created and recorded by Zach Werner. Find us at wewanttoBelievePod.com, on Instagram at wewanttoBelievePod, or send us an email at wewanttoBelievePod@gmail.com.